Hello, this is your resident ex-head producer of Animation Nation, Josh, coming to you from the land beyond college. I would like to start by apologizing for how late this episode is. A lot of things got in the way of finishing it, like sickness, graduation, internships, and my life starting in general, but either way, here it is now, and it's an extra long episode too. Some of the segments are also a little out of date, but I still added them so you guys could get the full package. Also, given that these are the last words any of you will be hearing from me, in any official capacity anyway, I would like to quickly thank the audience of Animation Nation for sticking with the show for so long. I'm glad I was able to bring quality entertainment to so many people, and I would appreciate it if you could show the same support to the new crew. And to the Animation Nation crew, I would like to wish you guys good luck on this semester and all of your future semesters. The show's in your hands now, and I have every bit of confidence that you guys will be able to carry on the legacy of Animation Nation, and who knows, maybe even improve it. But without any further ado, I present this horribly late and very long episode. Hope you enjoy.
Hello everyone, it's been a while, but welcome back to AN News.
There hasn't been a lot of news in the animated world as of late, but with this being the last AN News of the semester, we'll try to fill you in on everything you need to know from the past couple of months. I'm Josh.
And I'm Nick. Let's get right into it. Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, will be coming out in Japanese theaters this June. No word on when we'll be able to see it here in the West, but I think it's safe to assume that we may not see it until next year. Based on the trailers, it seems like this movie will focus more on Gohan as the protagonist of the story, with the Red Ribbon Army acting as the antagonists. This could mean a new transformation for Gohan, perhaps allowing him to compete with the now god-tier Goku and Vegeta.
The interesting thing about this movie is that it takes place sometime in the future. We can see in the trailers that Pan, Goten, and Trunks have aged quite a bit from when we last saw them in the anime. While no official time frame has been given as to when this movie takes place, fans have theorized that it takes place sometime near one of the more recent arcs of the manga. How this will affect the anime, or whether this movie is even canon, we can only guess.
The Rising of the Shield Hero has come out with its second season. With the first season airing back in 2019, the long wait for the second season of this standout of the isekai genre is finally over. This season picks up not long after the first one, and has Naofumi traveling to a distant land to fight an ancient and powerful being known as the Spirit Tortoise. With the first 2 episodes already out, as of this filming, and new episodes airing every Wednesday, now's the best time to catch up.
Speaking of long-awaited second seasons, Classroom of the Elite is finally getting a second season. With the first season airing all the way back in 2017, fans have worried that this, frankly underrated, anime would never get another season. But fans were graced this month with not only an announcement of a second season, but the green light for a third season as well. While it's reassuring that it's being animated by Studio Lurch, the same studio that made the first season, some people have been a bit worried that the animation quality has taken a bit of a dive, given that the trailer consisted mainly of images. Honestly, I'm just happy that it's getting another season.
You may have heard by now that Attack on Titan has ended, Part 3, and we'll now have a 4th and hopefully final part come out next year to the end of the series. This has understandably frustrated fans who feel like they are getting blue-balled and just want to see the end of the series. Admittedly, it does kind of feel like they're just stalling for time and ratings. Unless you have read the manga, we really don't know how much of the story there is left to tell, but come on, you couldn't have just squeezed the last bit into Part 3? There have been rumors, though, that there will be a movie to end the series off, which may have been the reason why Part 3 ended seemingly early, and I don't care. I don't care at all. Like, come on. I understand what you're trying to do, but like, give me what I want. I just want what I want. Alright. Just gotta put that out there.
You switched to me like mid-range.
I think that actually helps.
I said switch to camera 3, not 2.
I still think it works though, because it's just me looking between cameras confusedly. It switches to you just looking like,
I was just,
and it comes back to me just hissing. So I think it's perfect.
It works.
Alright, so on to Josh now.
Demon Slayer has announced its third season, the Swordsmith Village arc. Coming fresh off the absolute hype and sensory overload that was the second season, there will no doubt be some heavy expectations from this arc. Unfortunately, no release date has been given yet. All we know really is that the Mist and Love Hashira will be the focus of this arc. This also may be something that we don't see until next year. But if it's going to be as good as the last season, then they can take as long as they need. Just don't take too long, please.
Some of you might remember the Learning with Pibby short Adult Swim premiered last year that we covered in a previous AN News. Well, this past April Fool's Day, Adult Swim gave us more of this interesting short. From midnight to 2:30 on April 1st, the Adult Swim's lineup, both live action and animated, were seen experiencing glitches and corruption as the Learn with Pibby characters periodically made appearances throughout the different shows.
Adult Swim has a tendency to do some pretty big things on April Fool's Day, either something completely wacky or some big announcement. Given that this is the second time we have seen content regarding Learning with Pibby, it could be a good sign that this is the first of many Easter eggs, hopefully culminating in a full-fledged show.
Netflix has decided to make a show based on the popular fighting game series Tekken, called Tekken Bloodlines. Using a combination of 2D and 3D animation, it looks like the series will take place in the events leading up to and during Tekken 3. Tekken is one of the most popular fighting games out right now, and therefore has a pretty strong fan base, so I think it's in Netflix's best interest to try and get this one right. While nothing in the trailer has given us reason to doubt it, we all know Netflix's reputation when it comes to adaptations. This show is set to come out sometime this year.
Speaking of fighting anime, Baki, one of the more well-known fighting anime, has announced its third season. Unfortunately, the 17-second trailer that they released didn't tell us much, so all we can tell you is that the season will focus on Pickle, a 190 million-year-old caveman who was brought back to life. He will be perhaps one of the strongest fighters in the show so far. Unfortunately, the show doesn't have a release date yet.
Well, that's it for today's, and really this semester's AN News. We hope we were able to catch you up on all of our favorite animated things, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. Your host one.
I forgot about that. Wild times. All right, reset. All right. Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but welcome back to AN News.
I almost forgot I was host too that time.
Oh, this is classic Animation Nation news. I'm in my element.
We're doing well.
All right.
Demon Slayer has announced its third season, the Swordsmith Village arc, coming fresh off the arc.
Coming fresh off the absolute hype.
The absolute hype. It's an after me. All right, so
go back up to me talking about Pibby.
That was such a girly laugh.
So sometimes my childlike wonder comes out.
That was your whole childhood coming out of you for a quick moment.
I was having so much fun. All right.
Speaking of fighting anime, I see you up there, Mike. What, you don't think I'm gonna get past this first sentence? I see you raising your hands up as if I'm not moving.
Yeah, no, we don't think you will. Prove us wrong. Do it right now. Do it. You won't do it.
I'll do it. Just watch me.
Hey Animation Nation! Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon, and today we're going to be playing Pictionary, but not Pictionary because that's copyright, don't come for us. So it's Pokemon Pictures. I'm JJ, I'm your host for now. I'm going to draw something, and then whoever wins, they get to be the host. Go over to them!
What's up? I'm Nick.
I'm Griffin.
We love Pokemon.
I know all the Pokemon in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I know all of the Pokemon.
I
Everyone. Probably. I know at least a few.
I know 5.
I'll make this visible for you guys.
Wait, is it visible for the camera?
Can
We
the
care
camera
about
see
we
this?
care
Yeah.
about the audience. We love our audience. How many guesses do we get? Can I just keep saying stuff? Because I want to just...
Sure?
It's Pikachu.
No. Yeah.
Mewtwo.
Nah.
Damn it.
This one's probably going to get it for you guys.
You were first.
Meowthra.
No.
It's Apom.
Yeah.
It's Funny Monkey with hand.
I was going to draw Ambipom.
It looks like a cat.
I drew one.
I was so waiting for you to go not yet and then do the other tail.
Hey,
All right.
hey.
So
No
now
head
that I've
starts.
guessed it
That's
is my
cheating.
turn to draw a Pokemon, I'm drawing the best Pokemon, objectively, because I love them. So, ooh, it's like one of these, and then it goes like
Uh-huh.
this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The heck?
It goes like this. It's the best.
It's key, it's like,
I want the
clef
exact.
key.
Yeah, I love clef key. It's just a ring of keys.
You're right. I didn't know that one.
I assumed.
All right.
I'm gonna draw exactly what this Pokemon looks like. That is not true, but you'll get it.
What is that?
I'm going abstract with this one. You'll get it in a second.
He's going all Picasso on this.
Is it Pikachu?
It's Pikachu.
Crap!
It's the funny electric mouse, my favorite.
I was just too focused.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep drawing Pokemon, but I'm not gonna draw them the way they're actually drawn. I'm gonna draw them the way that I
that'll
feel they
show
should
them.
be.
You're gonna give us the hardest details.
All right,
Oh,
new
shit.
Pokemon.
Is it Magnemite?
It is not Magnemite.
Oh, it's Geodude.
It is Geodude. It's,
Yeah.
it's the buff rock.
Yeah.
Come on, Griffin. I'm tossing.
Try this man's is quick. I'm trying to wait until I see it.
Next Pokemon.
Okay.
Kirby.
It's Kirby.
It's not Kirby. It's super close though.
Is it Clefairy?
No.
Oh, is it Jigglypuff?
It's Jigglypuff.
Oh my god.
I'm tossing you the ones that you know, Griffin. I know objectively you know this Pokemon.
You made it look too much like Kirby.
It is Kirby, see?
Yeah, baby, that's what we're here for.
That's how you
what all
know it's
about.
Jigglypuff. Next Pokemon. I'm
It's
running
a
out of
Josh.
Pokemon.
I don't even have my glasses on. This is pretty cool.
I don't even have my glasses on either. All right.
Okay.
Squirtle?
No. It's a little.
Is it Meowth?
It's Meowth. Come on, Griffin. I'm trying to give you the one.
The ears are too round. His ears are pointy.
I thought it was Meowth to begin with, but I was like, nah, there's no way.
How am I supposed to draw Meowth? Meowth's just a cat. That's just a normal animal.
Oh.
Oh wait a minute.
This is a little abstract
Why does it look
again.
like a sock puppet?
Because I like drawing things, but not very well. See, and then he goes, more. There's his little arms. I just drew the one dude from Smiling Friends, and that's all I did. But ignore it, because then, and then he goes,
Charmander.
yes.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
I
that
thought
one.
it was Charmander from the beginning, but I was like, nah, I had to see
I
that
was
tail.
literally
I forgot how to
thinking
draw a
that.
salamander.
All right, I'm Griffin. I'm gonna draw this magnificent creature here. See, we got a body, right? Right. We just go with the legs.
What?
Oh wait, I messed that up.
You move over so that you have to draw from the side so that the camera can see it.
I'm trying my best to draw legs here.
It's probably from
Is
Super
this
Smash.
Taurus? Or
no,
Tauros?
No,
Okay.
no. It has like a tail, right? Right.
It's just a beaver.
No, it's not.
Pikachu.
Whoa.
No,
I thought you were gonna say yes.
Yeah.
I was so
oh,
excited.
is it the barrel?
no.
No, what is that?
I
don't know.
can't draw well.
I don't know which Pokemon Griffin knows, other than the ones from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But this is not looking like one of those.
Looks like a mouse. Oh,
Is that his mouth?
oh.
Oh, he's screaming. He just wants to be heard.
He looks
I'll give
familiar.
you a hint.
Yeah.
Charizard?
No, it doesn't have wings.
So that shoots fire, maybe?
No, close, close.
Lightning.
No, you
Water.
didn't stick the landing. No,
This is
no,
This is just a cave drawing from like a caveman. This is on some wall in like
no. It's literally,
North Dakota.
it's literally. Should I give you a hint?
Sure.
Yes.
Assist trophy.
I don't
Like
remember these.
Pokeball.
There's like 50 of those.
Well, which one looks like this one?
I don't know. There's a lot of Pokemon.
Arcanine.
No,
Suicune?
no.
That was basically correct. I think we're gonna have to give up. I have no
So
idea.
it's a fire type.
Yes, it's a fire type.
It's not Arcanine.
All right, I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Sun.
Oh.
Oh, it's that. I didn't play that game.
Oh,
It's that dude.
Oh.
Sundog, that dude. That you know what I'm talking about. It's that guy.
Is it the sun guy from Kalos?
Oh, you're just gonna answer.
It's got like it's Pyroar.
Solkaleo.
So yeah, he got
I
it.
got that.
Solagio.
I got that
or
myself.
Whatever, yeah.
I did. I worked hard
That's
for
cheating.
that.
That's a point for Nolan.
Yeah, that's fair.
How is that cheating?
We'll give Nolan a point when he goes up.
Whatever. I'll give myself a handicap.
right.
Sure.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, you guys sort of draw sideways.
Audience, are you ready? Good.
Guess at home.
Captain.
Please.
So we got a
Bully
circle.
us on Instagram.
We got a circle, right? I'm gonna make this easier.
Pikachu.
No.
That was close.
I don't know about that, Chief. So you got this. You got that. But then you got a big old
That's a cat.
body. Yeah.
Is it Meowth?
No.
Incineroar.
No. And you got that big old.
Garfield.
No.
It's got
I
a
wish.
big old tail.
One day.
Yeah, big old tail.
Is this the one from Gen 8?
Come on, this is easy.
That's just a squirrel.
That's
not
just
squirrel.
That's just a squirrel.
You want me to fix up the tail?
You can't lie to me and tell me that's not just a squirrel.
Fix up the
Objectively.
tail. Okay, so it goes like.
Okay.
Now it's a cat.
And then
Yeah.
the legs go like that.
Oh.
It's Mewtwo.
Yes, Mewtwo.
That is fair. That is also just
That's
a cat.
Mewtwo.
These really all do just look like
Objectively
cave
wrong.
drawings. I really
Objectively
like
wrong.
Guys
it.
are trash talking about my drawings, man. I try to make the face look silly.
That one looked like a buffalo on the side of a wall with
Hey,
like
good
Utah.
game.
We're gonna call it for,
Good game. You finally
game.
won against me.
All right, round two. Here we go. Advanced round. We're the boys that know too much about Pokemon. I'm Nolan. I'm drawing first, even though I hate the feeling of chalk with a burning passion on my hands. And then we got these guys guessing.
All right, my name is Donovan, and I
Cameron
also
didn't
hate
switch, Donovan.
chalkboards.
Cameron didn't switch. There you go.
My name's Donovan, and I also hate chalkboards with a burning passion.
My name's Billy, and I too hate chalkboards with a burning passion.
I'm glad we all agree that chalkboards suck a lot of ass. Here we go. Round one.
All right.
Oh.
Electrodes.
No.
Voltorb.
No.
Oh,
Ghastly.
No.
Spiritomb.
No.
Too many circular Pokemon. Glalie.
Yes. It's all about what you give and what you don't give.
Start with a circle, and you can
That's
be
the
like.
only thing that makes him different from all the other balls is the ears, so I was like, I'm drawing them well.
I was about to
A
say, he
circle
has,
can be like hundreds of Pokemon.
Exactly. Speaking of... Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Applin.
No.
Colossus.
No.
Oh. Feeling.
Yep.
Dang. You got it.
He's
Phalanx.
genuinely
Yeah.
one of my favorite concepts from the newest generation. He's just a series of little like helmet dudes all like
Yeah.
lined up with each other. I'm gonna cry if any of you make fun of this Pokemon.
Bidoof.
No.
Wait. Tropius.
Yes.
Hey, I
I didn't
love
even get to the wings.
Tropius.
Thank you.
Actually,
Everybody-
it's a unique concept. It's just that it's grass flying, so it kind of just screws itself over.
It does, but I love Tropius.
I like his banana beard.
Yeah, I like the
Yes,
banana
banana
beard.
beard is so good. My boy can't handle an ice beam, but I love him to death. This one I have the least confidence in drawing.
Golduck?
No.
Is it Ice Cube?
No.
Is it Tyrogue?
No.
What am I looking at?
Oh no, wait. Nuzleaf.
No.
Actually, what am I looking at? Halucha!
Halucha!
Hell yeah!
Dude, I saw the mask and I thought it was Nuzleaf.
Halucha legitimately
As
might
soon
be.
as you
That
drew-
wasn't even an intentional throw off. I just was like, how do I do this, man?
As soon as you drew the wings, I'm like, I know that.
Yeah.
That I did save for later. I was like,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wings
yeah.
are gonna be the bit. Okay, and then my last one, because this is my 5th one, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
I hope someone else remembers that this atrocity exists in the world of Pokemon.
Is it Stoneager?
No.
Blacephalon.
Yes! Oh my god, like
Oh
what?
my
Like
gosh!
who did this? He's
It
just like a
explodes
weird
its head.
He's just like a weird mime clown with like a disconnected like energy ball for a head. He's so weird.
Hello, and now it's my turn to draw some things. So I'm gonna hope that these things really stump these guys, but they're pros at it. So let's see.
Advanced round.
All right, here we go.
Advanced round.
Advanced round. These is the boys. Like Milk Creamy. Oh, you made the eyes angry, so I don't think it's Milk Creamy.
Gengar.
Bastiodon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bastiodon, one of my
yeah, I
favorite
see the
Pokemon.
I see it.
The head shape, yeah.
Okay, next one. Going with the theme of circles from Nolan's thing.
Uh-oh. Could be any circle.
Is it Bidoof? Oh. Solosis.
Yes.
It is Solosis. He guessed it, but I was about to guess Solosis. Yeah. I was waiting to see if it was Solosis or the next
The next one, Delusion.
Yeah.
Or no, it could have been Reuniclus if you like threw the arms up.
It was too exactly circular. For
Oh,
it to
yeah.
be
Yeah,
Reuniclus, 'cause
Solosis is two circles.
It's just a circle. Reuniclus is like a half
Yeah,
circle. And then
it's
I
kind of
like
weird.
that Pokemon though.
Okay, this one hopefully it stumps you guys, but I don't know.
Okay. Finneon?
Yes.
Dang it!
I didn't have enough information.
I'm about
for
to say,
that
I'm about to
guess,
say, I
be
see
clear.
what I'm
really
about to
just-
say that.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough information for the guess. I just saw he was trying to make a second tail and lobbed it out there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Next one.
Milcery. Milcery. I forgot what the freaking milk.
That look makes me feel like it is, and you said the wrong name.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember what the name is. That's the problem.
Oh, like Swirlix, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Swirlix.
Yeah.
I
the
haven't
fairy
thought
type
about
they
that
introduced for Gen
Pokemon.
6, another,
Yeah, that's another Gen 6 fairy type.
Yeah, the tongue really, yeah.
Yeah, the tongue is the thing that gives it away.
He has like a poof tail too, right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He's
All I
got
remember
like a
is-
little tail. I've got one.
Okay. Ice Cube, but without the ice block. Damn.
That's what I thought. Oh. Zatu.
Yes.
Oh, I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it.
Zatu. Yeah. All right. Well,
I was thinking too
Yeah.
obscure.
Yeah. No, that's what I said about one of yours because I thought it was like Ice Cube or whatever you did the head and
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
I guess if Donovan, if you don't want to go up, then this is the end.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give an outro. Do an outro.
Okay. So that has been Pokemon Pictionary, and this has been Billy, Nolan, and Donovan.
Champion among
Yeah.
champions.
Champion
Yeah.
among
So
champions,
done.
right there. I'm going into retirement, so nobody can beat me.
All right. It was excellent playing this. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
There are very few things in life that I think we can call perfect. That's just not in the nature of things. Every person and every product, every experience is just a little off in its own way, and that's what makes us human. Fullmetal Alchemist, however, is probably one very rare piece of media that is arguably the closest we as human beings could ever really come to a truly perfectly told story. Except then Full Alchemist Brotherhood happened and they the whole thing. Like they had one job, take the pages, make a move. And then some freaking mook was like, duh, it starts boring, we could add cool fight. It f***ed it all up. And now look at me. Now I'm gonna be one of those guys. I'm gonna be one of those, well, actually the manga did it this way and I think that's better, nerds. Cause actually the manga did it better this way and I think that's better. So how'd Brotherhood fumble the bag so hard? And will it contain slight spoilers? No. Well, maybe I am talking about this assuming that you've watched it already, so probably. Let's break down the show's first 3 episodes. The series begins with the Elric brothers helping in an attempt to prevent an ice-powered alchemist from, like, freezing the capital. It's not important, like, at all, because King Bradley just, like, kills them. Pause. Too many thoughts. 1, this ice guy does not exist. This entire first episode does not happen anywhere. I think this was because what should be the first episode was not deemed like particularly attention grabby, or that would be the opinion of a baby who doesn't appreciate storytelling. So the show now begins with what is, in my opinion, a very, very hollow show of animation. It looks good. I'm not saying the animation is bad, but for an adaptation of such a rich series to even like try and pass this off as the same level of thematic and emotional quality as what's come and what's to come is almost appalling. 2, King Bradley should not be doing jack in this episode. This man basically sits at a desk for a fairly long time in the actual story, and we should not be getting like any hint that this man is even remotely combat proficient for a good 10 to even 12 episodes. It could be argued that this was sort of to like kind of early plant the inquisitive seeds in the audience's head. Give us an immediate sign that like this guy is not as chill as we're led to believe he is, and that's valid, but incorrect. He's kind of supposed to be a strong, dependable figure, but in like a firm grandpa kind of way. He's one of the few level-headed adult figures for the Elric brothers, and that's supposed to be it for the later twist. It's supposed to be actually a massive surprise when this grizzled vet busts out swords and is actually like comparable, if not stronger, than like the strongest villains we come across in the series. But now when that reveal should have happened, we're kind of already aware he kicks ass, and the hype is dialed down a good bit. 3, Ed uses alchemy with no circle, and it's a very small moment and it's told in the most exposition-y way possible. It's announced, but people can't even do that, and then we just kind of move on, and that sucks so hard. I should be much more interested in that major plot beat, but I'm not, because then we just kind of start fighting again, and now Major Armstrong and Mustang are here for this fight. There's nothing inherently wrong with them participating, but much like the prior scenes, they all have proper like first combat introductions that are way cooler than like the half a minute we brush past that displays their incredibly unique abilities that the manga would rightfully give time to isolating the coolness of those abilities. And that also now kind of acts as distractors from Ed's whole shtick, which should be, again, like a much larger point of entry. So yeah, the first episode missteps quite a bit, but then it goes back to canon material damn near exclusively. So we're good now. Except they still screwed it up. Episode 2 is entirely about Ed now going back home to get Ed's automail repelled from his fight with the ice guy. I'm sorry, I didn't bother to look up the ice guy's name. He's really like that irrelevant. Here we get the backstory of Ed and Al dabbling too far to try and bring back their dead mother with alchemy, and it makes them metal boys. It's a good episode, it's wrong, it's in the wrong spot, and I'm coming back around to that. And then episode 3 is the one where they go to the desert town, the brothers meet a girl who likes God, Ed tells her to cut it out, and they expose a fake priest for what he is, and they even tease like the homunculus is coming back. It's a pretty good episode, and it'd be an amazing episode if it was at the goddamn beginning like it was intended to be. That's right, that's how it was supposed to start. That's supposed to be the first taste of everything, and they swirled it around. And if you're a fan of the show, that probably seems incredibly odd, but just give me a minute. I'm gonna walk you through the events as they were intended, and you tell me what you think. That sound good? Cool. So it opens on the Oasis town. The people at the bar or cafe or whatever it was are like happy, having a normal day. Our buddies walk up. For the first time, bar radio breaks. Al Go's gadget draws a circle on the ground and magic fixes it, and the patrons are all like, oh my god, you're the Full Metal Alchemist, which is funny, because he's not. So now we have our actual introduction to alchemy, system that requires circles, kind of setting up Ed's cool deal later on in the show, later on in that episode even, and a joke that lands much better, because we didn't go into this episode already knowing Ed is the Full Metal Alchemist. So then they meet Rose. She's like, well, Father Cornello can do that, but better, because he doesn't need circles, which to us is more interesting in this context, since we just learned that that's not how this magic works. And if you watch the show, at this point you're already like, oh, people just do that, because you've seen 3 people do the funkier version of it, and it's not as interesting anymore. But this is a thought exercise, so you're reading it, you haven't seen it yet, you go, oh, okay, I do wonder how he's doing that, just like the brothers are, because in character, they have theories, but also don't know what's up with that, much like the audience. So they go to confront Cornello. Rose preaches about God one more time. Ed hits her with facts and logics about the human body's composition and how we, despite knowing this, can't make people. It's a cool scene. I will give credit that it still works in the show, because the show, we have the backstory as to why Ed just walks around with a journal of human parts. But as like a first impression, it sprinkles in a little bit more of the intrigue that I think this does really well as an intro. Then they fight the chimera that Cornello makes, bites Ed, bam, oh no, ah man, he has a metal leg there? Woo! That's way cooler. That's way cooler than when Ice Guy just kind of like points at it because he has to. The boys kick the priest's ass and they take his Philosopher's Stone and they discover it's a fake. By the way, this is the first mention of the stone is because in the show the first mention is Ed going, well, I don't think this guy used a Philosopher's Stone, and then the show just tells us what that is, which is kind of lame. Instead of showing us a fake one and what it's capable of, which is already nuts and makes me go, oh, what is a Philosopher's Stone? That's crazy, and then we get that later. So then they leave Rose with a great speech about embracing your own strengths, which is a core part of the series that, as far as Brotherhood is concerned, should just get kind of slapped in there in episode 3 in exchange for ice-plosions, which is real classy. And then Eds needs to get his limbs fixed, and that's when we go meet Winry and we get the sad as hell backstory that gives us our context to all the things that we just learned about. This journal of like research from trying to bring back their mother, their obsession with the Philosopher's Stone because it's like their last option, and the fact that they now have to work for the government and are leaving behind any semblance of comfort to reach their goals. This is always what the visiting like home part of the story did in the show and in the manga, but the context is key. In the manga, this section reinforces ideals and themes and story beats we already naturally become curious about through a very nuanced interaction that clearly lays out who these characters are, but not why they are. And this should be the why moment. This shouldn't be what the anime decided to do, which is shuffling the deck around for some reason. So now this visit has to do the heavy lifting of like the jumping the plot and motivations, which frankly kind of comes off as exposition-y in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, because like the rest of the show is still like absolutely god tier storytelling, but like this weird like hacking apart of its first impressions has always left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like even the first like 2003 Full Metal Alchemist show got this part right. Dude, the live action Full Metal Alchemist almost did the opening right. That should be a problem. But don't let this deter you if you are watching this without having really seen the series. The way Brotherhood begins is by no stretch bad. It could be better. And I want people to know that, because I love ruining people's fun and perceptions, I guess.
What's up, Animation Nation? I hope and I totally pray that this is going to be in the final episode of season 5. Let's really hope that we can get that in there. And we're talking about our favorite episode or segment. And yeah, I could go on, it's JJ, by the way, I don't know if I said that, but like I could go on and say, oh, my favorite segment is poorly described, right? Because it is poorly described. Then I thought, no. So I went into every single episode, right? I didn't watch every single episode, I'm not that crazy. No, I went to like the beginning where it has like that robot and it's got like all those words that nobody reads, yeah. And basically I looked at all the ones that I'm in. And okay, so season 4, episode 4, are you writing this down? You should be. Season 4, episode 4 is a great one to watch if you like JJ, because I'm in it where I'm talking about Amon from Legend of Korra. I think that's a really good one. That has me, I think that has Andrew, that has Josh, and that has Nolan. That's a really good one. Also, it has my top 10 beginner anime. That's also a really good one. I think that was like one of my first scripts here. I think that might have been my first script. That's a good one. And it has Voice of the Nation, which is favorite cartoon characters. I'm pretty sure I said Phineas and Ferb, so that's pretty cool. Then the second one is season 5, episode 2, I believe, which has Poorly Described, the debut episode of Poorly Described, as well as my top, or I think it's something about isekai anime is what I'm talking about. And then I think there's also a Voice of the Nation in there. I don't remember, but season 5, episode 2, season 4, episode 4. Those are my 2 favorite episodes because I'm in them. Catch you next year.
So, obviously, today we're talking about our favorite episode or segment. In all the many years I've worked with Animation Nation, I feel like I could easily talk about my segment, which would just be kind of selfish. But I feel like, honestly, my favorite segment would probably be back when Carson was trying to argue about who's the best waifu, and of course I, being the smart guy decided to basically outsmart Carson with my logic, with telling him about why he's obviously trying to overthink things, because clearly, just because like I enjoy the character doesn't, you could probably watch the full episode to get an idea what was the argument, but either way, I feel like that'd probably be my favorite segment, per se.
Really, the question of favorite episode or segment is relatively difficult for me. I like a lot of our episodes, and a lot of our segment ideas are very fun. I think every individual person's segment tends to bring something new and original to the table that, really helps them stand out. And not to be selfish, but I gotta say, I think my favorite episode is probably, as of filming, hasn't quite aired yet, season 5, episode 5, because it was actually put together from start to finish by me, Nick, and Donovan, and it was sort of just a test run of our ability to run the show. And, I love all the episodes that Josh puts out. I can't state enough how much I appreciate the work that he does to keep the show running, but also just that episode is one that I'm very proud of personally for being able to put it together and write an original segment for it and edit all of that and get it out there, I'm proud of everyone who was involved, including Carson, who we asked to edit a segment very last minute, and he got it done. It was very fun from start to finish, and I gotta say, it's probably my favorite episode so far.
So my favorite segment / episode for this year, I mean, there's so many options I have. I had fun with all of them, but if I had to choose, I mean, there's the award show that I was a part of making, which I'm proud of, even though that's just promoting me in a way. But yeah, I'm just proud of how well everything went with that. And I appreciate Carson for being the assistant. and then I also really like the game show segments where I'm usually up there trying to figure out questions. It's just a lot of fun, and just having fun with everyone is just what I appreciate the most in Animation Nation.
Okay, so my name is Donovan, and my favorite segment / episode was one that was in the back of us doing it, which was when we were talking about, we did a bracket for cartoons and animes, and I think we did it in March. So instead of doing March Madness brackets for basketball, we did it for cartoons and anime. It was really fun. It had a lot of good moments in it. And there was a lot of hot takes in it, which didn't involve us eating spicy food. If you know the joke, you know the joke. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I love you, Josh. I'll see you later, and hopefully you don't die in the world of work.
Well, here we go. This is the end of Josh's legacy, unfortunately. Well, it's where it ends, unfortunately, but I mean, it won't be forgotten. Yeah, until we get that cardboard cutout. True. Okay, so to everyone in the studio right now, our plan is to get a full body shot of Josh in front of this green screen so we can single him out and then buy a cardboard cutout together so that we can have him for next season. So it's like he never even left. This is all Andrew's idea, by the way. I'm not blaming him, I'm crediting him. Okay. So I think my favorite episode personally comes from an experience as an editor, because one of my favorite things to edit, even though it took a very, very long time, was the segment where they were guessing the anime, and based off a very, very poor description. I believe it was called Poorly Described. And a particular part of that segment featured, I believe, Justin and Nick, I believe. And the anime that JJ was describing at the time was Dragon Ball.
Oh, no,
and they oh, it was, yeah, okay, never mind. It was Andrew and Justin then. And it took them so long to guess Dragon Ball, and it was so amazing because I remember being in the back and just hearing them, and I'm just like, we were going off about them in the studio. It was amazing. So yeah, I think that's probably my favorite episode by far. And yeah, I mean, it's been a good season, and I wish Josh the best. All right. Josh.
Do I introduce myself? I forget how to do these. We haven't done one of these in a while.
I just realized half of everyone didn't introduce themselves, so.
I'll introduce everyone myself right now. That's Andrew. That's Donovan. That's Billy.
Josh and Pose has to put pictures everywhere that you pointed.
Here's Justin. Here's Nolan.
Here's Bob Ross.
You can put whoever you want here. I want it to be like creative.
Yeah, they're gonna put like an orange there.
This is.
You still haven't introduced him. Now he's just gonna put a picture of someone who still never said their name.
This is U.S. President Grover Cleveland. I don't know why he's the one that lives rent-free in my head, but I love him. Also, I'm good to go, right? I've been distracted. All right. Hello, I'm Nick McEwen. I'm going to talk about my favorite episode/segment. Honestly, I probably cannot name an episode. I liked the one that's about to come out that I got to help edit, mainly because I really like Justin's furry bit. It's really well edited and I really like it. But if I had to say my favorite segment overall, it's probably the poorly described, in which I was robbed because everything they described was Bleach, and I'm still right about that. They were all Bleach. I'm not crazy. Every anime just sounds like Bleach if you take out like half the words, and I've learned that. But you know what? It's a good show. This is a good show. Man, I'm just happy. I'm glad I got to be part of this for this season, and I'm gonna, wish Josh the best. I love you, brother. Yeah, that's it.
Boo, it got all sappy.
I can't help but cry in the club. I like getting sappy. I'm feeling emotional.
I like the sap boy hours.
I'm feeling emotional. My hormones.
All right, I am Nolan Peters, and my favorite segment is quite a large toss-up. Biasly, I want to say like the couple segments I did for here. Because I don't know, on a personal note, I feel like I really developed a lot of my style through those, so I'm a little partial to them. Slightly less biasly, I think my favorite was one of the first few episodes we did a Guess That anime opening, and I kept for every answer saying that as soon as it's Fighting Dreamer, I'm gonna get it, and then that was how I was making myself feel better about not guessing any of the anime openings. And you don't know this watching the episode, but right on set, Nick Allen in that moment added Fighting Dreamers to the list of anime openings and played it, and I still didn't get it. And it's one of my favorite candid things, because I after the fact was oh my god, the Fighting Dreamers was in it the whole time, and he was like, no, I put that in there, you just really messed up. And I was like,
Speech. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Josh, your resident producer of Animation Nation, the only one left of the previous generation. The previous head producer, Nick Allen, he left, about a year ago at this point. And now is my turn to leave. So here I am talking about my favorite episode and/or segment. And I am in a very interesting position to talk about this because I have basically been here from the very beginning and have seen every episode and every segment. I was there for almost every filming of all this stuff. I've been here for every episode, every segment filmed. Now, granted, obviously I wasn't part of everything, but still. So I have quite a list of my favorite episodes and segments, though some stand out. Nolan mentioned one of them. It is episode 2. It was episode 1 of season 2. It's the only episode of season 2 because that was the year that we were all sent home for COVID. So that season got basically destroyed. However, it's one of my favorite episodes specifically because of 2 reasons. One, because of that Guess That Song segment that we did. I hit my editing peak on that segment. Because there are things that happen in that segment that still make me laugh to this day. And I was laughing at it earlier today because I was editing something using that, and it was hilarious. And granted, that whole segment just had a whole lot of funny moments that helped with the editing, but that's still one of my favorite segments, as well as every segment that Nolan did, which is also why that was one of my favorite segments or episodes, because it has his very first segment he did for the show, which was his talk about the Phantom Troop from Hunter x Hunter. And then one of my other favorite episodes was, I think it was episode 4 of season 3. That's one of my favorites because we packed in a lot of segments in that episode. I think there are like 5 different segments in that episode. It has one of my favorite news segments. And just so you know, I've edited every single news segment. And I've written almost every single news segment. So almost all the ones that you see on there are from me. But it had our best hosts, Rodney and Bradley Mateo, on there. It had another one of Nolan's segments. Honestly, his Yuri and I segment is still one of the ones that make me laugh all the time. And then it had one of Brad's segments. Yeah, we just packed in so many good segments into that episode. It was just, I think that was one of the better episodes that we did, that we put together. Yeah, and then when we had the bracket list for guessing the anime, it sounds biased, but the one that I was on with Bradley and Rodney, that one was just funny. It was just really good, and I didn't even edit that one. I think Bradley was the one that edited that one, but that was a good segment. I could honestly keep going on with how many fun and great segments that we did, but I feel like this segment has probably already gone on for a good while now. So I'll leave it at that. But it's been a fun time. It's been a fun time getting through this and seeing all these episodes and segments. Thank you.
I just want to say once again, I'm going to reiterate that, Josh, if I'm not crying in the club by the end of tonight, I'm sad, okay? I want you to make me bawl with how emotional this episode's going to be. I want to be crying in the club.
I just want to quote Josh real quick. He just said into the headset, darn his afro.
No, you're not the first person that said that. Billy said that, Meg said that, Carson said that.
I may not have mentioned this before, but this is an incomplete script. And this is going into the segment, by the way. This is an incomplete script.
There's a lot of words.
A little bit. No, this is from teleprompter. But this part specifically is going to script. This is an incomplete script. I have been busy for a while, so I haven't had a lot of time to write this. In all honesty, I initially wanted to do a recommendation review, so to speak, on the old Bionicle movies, if anyone remembers those. But that also would have had me, that would have taken about 4 good hours of my life out of, because I would have had to rewatch all those things. They're good movies, don't get me wrong, but that's 4 hours I didn't have. So I ended up writing this because I've also been reading manga a lot. So I've been loving Berserk lately, but I'll get more into that later. Anyway, continuing on a little bit. Hello everybody, welcome back to Animation Recommendation. It's been a while, but I'm back to bring you some more Weeb certified content for one final time. This has been one of the few segments that has stuck with the show since the very beginning, and was the very first segment I ever did, and I've tried to do at least one per season. So, with my time on the show coming to an end, and whether the future producers continue to do this segment or not, I want my final time to be a little different. As you might remember, the goal of this segment is to tell you about the different anime out there, give you a brief synopsis of the show, and give you my opinion on it. While some people might complain that I have spoiled the shows that I have talked about by summarizing the events of the show, the main point was to briefly skim over the show and get you interested and possibly get you to check out the shows yourself. Previously, I've mainly talked about anime from One Punch Man all the way to Castlevania, though that last one could be argued on whether it could be considered an anime or not, with a movie in the middle there to shake things up. However, today I'm going to do something really different and talk about something in a completely different medium, manga. Shocking, I know. Fitting way to end the segment off, right? Now, this recommendation won't be on any specific manga, more manga as a whole, though I will be using 3 specific manga as examples. Manga have been the cornerstone of much of the animated related content out right now, and if anything, have been growing in popularity. With the ever-growing popularity of anime, such as Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, One Piece, and so on, many people have begun to read the source material, so to speak, of these great shows. And even I have started reading manga, 3 of them to be specific: Tokyo Ghoul, God of High School, and Berserk. I'm not planning to stop watching anime anytime soon. In fact, I will almost always watch an anime before I read the manga, and that's nothing against the manga, I just prefer seeing things move. Pretty much all the manga I'm reading are from shows that I've already watched or ones that I don't think are going to get a proper adaptation anytime soon. However, since I've started reading manga, I have come to understand why some people prefer to read them. Having watched the anime of all the shows I'm currently reading the manga for, I'm actually kind of surprised at how much the anime changed or took out. And that sounds like a bad thing, but there are a few things you have to keep in mind. 1, anime oftentimes has to fit the contents of several chapters or volumes into the confines of 12 to 24 episode seasons. 2, despite how much may change in the anime compared to the manga, there are many anime that still find a way to adapt the events of the manga very well. Rising of the Shield Hero is a good example of this, as the anime shifted many of the events of the manga around, but still managed to get the story across very well. And there are those few anime that get the formula down perfectly and follow the events of the manga almost perfectly, like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. In fact, the anime for Attack on Titan helped further flesh out the manga. The author of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, didn't really know what he wanted to do with the protagonist, Eren Yeager. Now, I know there are some manga and anime purists out there who refuse to watch or read either, as they feel one is better than the other. And I understand why some people may feel that way. Anime can oftentimes skip or skim over important plot points that were shown on the manga, or may adapt the events of the manga poorly, like the 2016 anime Berserk anime. While manga can oftentimes not quite stand up to the sheer spectacle of moving pictures. That may not sound like much, but compare this past season of Demon Slayer to what happens in the manga, and I think you'll agree with me. Alright, now this is where we do a swift transition to the unscripted part. Maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna be editing this.
So teleprompter's done, you don't have any more script?
Yeah, there's really nothing else after this point. But swift transition to the next part. So yeah, lately I've been reading a lot of manga. God of High School, Berserk, and Tokyo Ghoul. Now I actually have the physical versions of Tokyo Ghoul up to volume 10. I haven't read too much of them because honestly I've been really into Berserk. And I have the versions of, Tokyo Ghoul is one of the few manga that I've actually legitimately one of the physical versions of rather than trying to read them online, because I've always liked Tokyo Ghoul, and it's something that I feel like the anime never quite got right, which really annoyed me in all honesty. The first season was good, the second season kind of killed anything. I mean, it was still good, but it completely veered off the path of where the manga went, and then everything after the second season just got destroyed. So I've wanted the physical versions of the manga for the longest time because I wanted to see what actually happens in the manga. Like, where does the story properly go? And then Berserk, I've recently gotten into Berserk actually because a lot of people might think it's because of Elden Ring, because Elden Ring came out recently. It's been getting a lot of other people into Berserk because Elden Ring is heavily based off of Berserk. But no, actually, I started getting into Berserk before Elden Ring even came out. Actually, probably about a month before Elden Ring came out. I just wanted to watch it because it was something that I had been meaning to watch for a long time, but never quite had the time to get into it, or took the time to get into it. But I finally, got past that hurdle and started watching the anime. I started with the anime, the 1996 I don't remember how old it is, but the older version. I started with the 1990 something anime. Then I watched the Golden Age movies, and then I watched the 2016 anime adaptation. Bit of a mistake on the anime, on the 2016 one, because boy, does that one, yeah, no. However, it does bring to light a lot of the issues when it comes to manga and anime. There are issues with that, with adapting. Sometimes I don't understand why there was an issue. Like I said before, you have to shove a lot of anime, a lot of what happens in the manga into like the confines of a small season. But there are other times that I think people just didn't take the time to properly adapt it, or they didn't care. Like that Berserk anime, the animation, there was no excuse for the animation. You just didn't try on that one. And here's how I know you didn't try. Because there are moments, the 2D moments in the 2016 Berserk anime look fantastic and are what the show should have looked like. But you guys didn't feel like animating that. And I understand, I'm no artist, all right? I can't animate to save my life. I can't draw to save my life. But in the one series where the manga is known for its detail and drawing and style, and you decided to skirt on the animation, that's stupid. That's really stupid. And this might sound like I'm, just throwing shade at anime. Like, no, not at all. It's just that I'm now starting to see, I've crossed sides, you could say, onto the manga side. I've started to see why there are so many good things about reading manga as well as watching anime. Again, I'll probably always watch an anime before I read a manga, partially because I made that mistake with Attack on Titan, and I spoiled myself on one of the more bigger reveals of the show. And then when I saw it in the anime, I was like, man, I wish I saw that in the anime before I read in the manga. But either way, all this to say that manga is something that I, name the show, recommend that you guys read. Some of you might be hesitant to talk about this stuff to start reading manga because it might seem like a big leap, or you don't have money. Completely understandable. There are actually plenty of websites you can use to read manga online. I'm not going to speak on them because I'm not a pirate. But either way, I think it is completely possible for you guys to enjoy manga as well as watch anime, or vice versa. So yeah, that's it. I will see you guys. Well, actually, this will be the last time I'll see you guys. So hey, it's been a great time. This has personally been one of my favorite segments. It was the very first segment I ever did on this episode, on this show. You can go all the way back to the very first episode. One Punch Man was the very first segment I did, and it's been a big thing. Honestly, pardon me, I'm gonna go on a rant, guys. You wanted a speech? I'm gonna go on a speech real quick, and I'll just edit this all. This will either be something else.
Speech.
This will either be something I'll keep it into the same segment, or I'll turn it into something else. I just want to talk about the show for a quick moment. This has been a big part of my time here on Animation Nation, here at IUP. I started IUP TV literally the first year I came here. I first started on Press Start. I've actually been with Press Start since the very beginning, since my freshman year. Literally, the first time I had a chance to sign up for a TV show, I went for Press Start. Mainly because I heard about it from my older brother Nick. You should know about him by now. But then sophomore year comes up, Nick decides, hey, I want to make a show. I need producers for said show. Why don't you come over and help me make this show? And I was like, cool. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it sounds cool. What am I going to do? Say no? That's being a producer for a show, creating a whole new show. Why would I pass up on that? Yeah, those first couple of episodes, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not proud of that stuff. But we kept going. We kept going. We kept moving the show forward, and we've gained people, we've lost people, and we've done a lot of stuff. Honestly, I have no idea where this is going to take place in the show, but recently I put together a big compilation of stuff, and that's, by the way, what the surprise is for you guys. It's just a big blooper thing of like some of the funniest moments of Animation Nation, a whole bunch of blooper stuff that I put together. But putting that whole thing together, I edited it, these past couple of days. I really got to see like why I've enjoyed this show so much, the good times, the bad times, the really stressful times. And it was all, honestly, there's some parts of this show that I can still look back on and I can legitimately like laugh at. I still laugh at it. That Guess That Song segment, I'm not kidding. Like that thing is just hilarious. The very first Guess That Song segment is like hilarious to me. And I think it always will be. Nolan's segments are hilarious. Many of the, and honestly, a lot of the game show segments we've done are very funny. Many of these segments, the animation recommendations, they are my bread and butter. They are my segment. I will hold on to them and cherish them greatly. But it's just it's nice. It's been a real fun time. But I guess I've got to move on to greener pastures and start my own life. Boy, I'm not ready for it, but here I go, off into the darkness. I don't know what's there, but I've heard it's kind of cool. I also heard it can suck occasionally, but hey, whether I like it or not, I got to move on to that next area. So, in all honesty, this show has caused me no short of stress, anger, annoyance, and just pain on occasion. But in all honesty, it has also been probably one of the most enjoyable times I've had, and one of the most enjoyable things I've done here on IEP. It's just been a good time. I don't think I'd really change much at all. I probably would change that first episode actually, because that first episode was still not proud of that one. Honestly, I don't know how we managed to get afloat after that first episode, but hey, it's up to you guys now to keep it going. I'd prefer if you didn't like crash and burn everything, but like, hey, it ain't my mess anymore. You guys can go ahead and do something with it. I hope it keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have such devoted fans.
Yes.
And perhaps a cult. I may have started a cult by accident, honestly. Help. I didn't mean to do this. It just kind of happened. So. I'd prefer if you didn't superimpose me, Nolan. This was a legitimate talk.
Yeah, superimpose you on me.
Alright, so what do you need for this last one?
Are you done yet?
Yes, we're done.
Like, you didn't say the thing. Stay animated, Ian.
Oh my god. Yeah, do it.
For only Carson, I'll say it. And you stay animated, Indiana.
Yeah!